Hello and welcome to what's going to be a new series of videos. RevMods plays Crusader Kings II. This is probably one of my all-time favourite games. I've got 1,251 total hours in this game. I really do enjoy it. I'm like with all games, I'm not particularly good at it, but I really do enjoy this one. I've been thinking about making a video series on this one for a long time, but I've been a bit worried it might be a bit long and boring for people. But anybody that's watched any of my other videos know they're not exactly the most action-packed of things. So I have to admit I normally do play with the CK2 Plus mod activated, but that can make the game a bit unstable and does tend to lead to an awful lot of crashes. So I'm just playing on the normal vanilla Crusader Kings II. I have got all the expansion packs activated, including the latest one, the Conclave, and even the much hated Sunset Invasion. I've got that in there. I have to admit I've never ever got far enough in the game for that to activate. Where most rock bands have a difficult second album, I normally have a difficult third ruler, and everything always seems to go to pieces when I get to the third generation of my family, and everything seems to fall apart. So this first video pretty much is just going to be the setup of my my dynasty, and we'll see how we get on from there. So we're starting on the 1st of January 769, the earliest date you can start in the game, and we will be playing as, there we go, in the county of York. We're playing as the Earl of York, so we'll get into the ruler designer, go in West Germanic, make ourselves English. I know that'll make it a bit more difficult because obviously we're going to be a different ethnicity to everybody else around us because they're all going to be Anglo-Saxon, but I am English, so I like to have my dynasty as English, and it's always nice to see if you can get a bit of the English ethnicity into England where it should be. So right, let's go into the coat of arms. Just need to call up a picture on my phone that I have saved for my coat of arms so I can remember what all the numbers are that I'm supposed to that I need. So I need to be parted across, and it's the number 78, and it's not only doing that corner, so can lock the rest in, come out of that one, go into that one. There we go. Takes a bit of fiddling around with sometimes to get what you want. So right, the colours. So the top left quadrant there is a white fleur-de-lis on a blue background. We have that because of, if you go on these heraldry sites which claim that every single name in the world actually has a coat of arms, which obviously it doesn't. But if you go in and you look at my family name, which is Brown, it comes up and it has white fleur-de-lis on a blue background. So that's why that one's up there. So the right top quadrant is the Cross of St George, because I'm English, so I'll have the Cross of St George on my heraldry. So the bottom left quadrant is all black with a little crown on there, because I use that as representing a princess coronet, and the black colour in the background. This quadrant here stems from my time in the army, When I originally joined the army, I joined the 47th Royal Dragoon Guards, and the symbol on one of the symbols on their cap badge was a princess coronet, and one of their regimental colours was black. And in the lower right hand quadrant we'll have a bit of emerald green, and on top of that we'll have closest thing I can find to a castle for the symbols, and this represents my regiment amalgamated in 1992 with the 5th Inniskilling Dragoon Guards, and we became the Royal Dragoon Guards, and we lost the black out of his colours and gained the emerald green, and also we lost the princess coronet off the cap badge and we gained the Inniskilling Castle onto the cap badge. So that's there to represent the 2nd regiment that I served in. So that quickly explains the heraldry that I have for my family dynasty. Right, so into the attributes. First name is Charlie, and the dynasty name is Brown because that's me. I start off as married with a son. Right, the culture again, I'm going to have the culture of English. Like I say, I know that will lead us to a few problems because we'll be foreign to everybody else around us, because they'll all be Anglo-Saxon, so we'll leave it at Catholic. I've got the one son, and going to the education, I'll have Midas touched. I know that bumps us up to 36, but I always like to start off with a Midas touch. So that's our first character, or the first member of our dynasty, is Earl Charlie of York. So we'll finish that one up, and we are ready to get into play. I'll just have to go through, obviously with me taking over this, a lot of things change. Put the speed at 1. I have to admit, I do play this at quite a slow speed, and I do have it so that all my messages come up and stop the game, so I can see everything that's going on. So there we are. So this is where we are. We're in the county of York, and we are under the our liege is King Ethelred of Northumbria, so obviously we're under it. So our first goals were basically twofold, because we have Lincoln here, which is part of the de jure Duchy of York, so we'll be looking to try and take that off of Mercia, and also we'll be either looking to take over Northumbria itself, or what's more likely, we'll be looking at gaining independence from Northumbria. It's always a little slow when you start off as just a count. Obviously you don't have that many options of what you can do, but that's basically what we're going to be going towards. So we'll just have a look at ourselves here. Right, so what we've got, first thing we've got to do is pick an ambition. So what shall we go for? We've either got become a paragon of virtue, become exalted amongst men, become the King of England, acquire a title, become councillor, or build a war chest. None of them are particularly exciting. Probably go for try to get on the council of Northumbria, actually. Right, we've also got to choose a focus. I normally go for family focus because of the improved fertility and also the improvement to health, and obviously the +2 to diplomacy as well is nothing to be sniffed at, but like I say, the fertility and the health, it's always good to have lots of children and to try and stay as healthy for as long as you can. that one there. So next up is council positions. Obviously with the new conclave now, you now have powerful vessels that expect to be on your council, and if you don't, they'll obviously get upset with you. So let's have a look. Who's the best diplomat? Yeah, Oswald, Baron of Richmond, he's the best fella. So what we'll do with him is, like I say, we'll send him out, fabricate claims on Lincoln, seeing as we have a de jure right on that. The Marshal, yeah, Eldred, the Mayor of Scarborough, he's the best one, so he can train troops. Yeah, looks like all the ones that are in are the best we've got. Yeah. So Bishop Elfold of St. Peterborough is a steward, so we will. It's pointless researching any text because we're only a single county at the minute. We're not duchy yet, so we on the technology side of things. So we've got zeros. We're not going to get anything, so he may as well go in and try and collect some taxes, build up a bit of cash for us. Right, Spy Master, who have we got? Looks like Ainfrith has got the highest intrigue we've got. Send him out to study technology. Normally at this time it's Constantinople. My wife just texted me. Yep, so we'll send the Spy Master off down to study technology in Constantinople. And finally, it's Court Chaplain. Looks like Aidwulf has got his highest learning. And we will improve religious relations down at the papacy with the Pope, send him down to Rome. Try to get the Pope on side. Yeah, obviously we've got the mining titles. We've got two commanders at the minute. We've got the other minor titles that we'll be able to hand out when to try and improve people's relationships with us. On my council, there they are. I've got one malcontent. That's not very good, but mainly glory hounds. Glory Hound Council will always push for the realm to make prestigious acts of glory, or for glory. And then the Leaf Council, that's obviously the Council of Northumbria. Right, what else we got here? We've got one child lacks a childhood focus. So this is another new thing that's been introduced with Conclave. We now have focuses for children. So Ethelred here. And he's either martial or learning. So he's already got rowdy, so should we keep him with struggle? Yeah, so we'll leave him with struggles. He's already got that, so right, the council is discontent with me. Your council has been discontented for 1 month and will be until the 1st of January 771. This means the council may now form and join factions, potentially destabilising the realm. Yeah, they're basically discontent because obviously I'm a new ruler, so that's why they're unhappy. Okay, so here we are. Like I say, the 1st of January 769. That's everything all set up. So let's get it underway. Like I say, I play a nice little place. I like to. I don't try and min-max anything in this game. I just see where the game takes me, and it's interesting to watch how the history evolves. So here we go. We've got Earl Oswald of Lancaster has founded the increased council power in Northumbria faction. So that's quite good for us actually, because normally this increased council power faction normally gets quite powerful and will normally rebel against Northumbria, and when they go it's normally a good chance for us to try and go for independence. So you come to the faction screen now. There you go. You see Earl Elfweld of Durham has joined the increased council power for in Northumbria faction, so they're already up to 129%. They've already got over more manpower than Northumbria has, so that's probably going to pop quite quickly actually. The Lords of Northumbria have approved the institution of the title revocation allowed law. So if we go into the laws, we've got the title revocation allowed, which means the ruler is allowed to legally seize hereditary titles from traitors and unlawful subjects. And he's also building a war chest now. Here's my liege lord. Elfweld wants to become a paragon of virtue. He is my steward. Now you see, King Ethelred of Northumbria has made Earl Elfweld of Durham a High Armourer now. Obviously, because he's joined the faction, he's now trying to buy his favour back by giving him honorary titles. Now we've got Oswald of Richmond wants to become exalted amongst men. He's my Chancellor. Eldred wants to become exalted amongst men as well. Having the messages pop up like this can make it a bit slow, but like I say, it definitely means that you don't miss anything. So here we go. So Earl Eardwulf of Galloway has joined the increased council power in Northumbria faction. So this faction is getting really powerful now. So I don't think it'll be long before that goes. Yeah, Dunbar's now, the Earl of Dunbar's now joined that faction as well. So it's up to 176. Yeah. So the Petty King of Northumbria is desperately trying to hand out honorary titles to try and stop that faction from doing anything. Okay, so we've got to the 2nd of February 769. Not a great deal's happened this episode, but mainly it was about setting up my dynasty and getting the game going, and just let you know what was going to be happening in the game and how I'm going to be playing it. So hopefully things will go okay for us, and my dynasty will last for a long time. So I hope I'd like to thank you for joining me on this playthrough of Crusader Kings II, and I hope you'll join me again next time when Rev Modes plays Crusader King 2.